Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only Animation Legends, and yeah guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and decided to absorb the powers of Alien X. So yeah guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the previous parts of this series, and if you guys have not seen them, please guys check it out, you guys will definitely like them. So without any further ado, let us start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that Naruto has already decided to start his plan, and he decided to capture all the Bijus after summoning the Gedomazo. After all, Naruto had also taken the power of Otsutsuki Naruto and his experience, so therefore Naruto also possessed the Rinnegan. So he was able to summon the Gedomazo. Afterward, Naruto collected all the Bijus across the Shinobi world, even destroying the Kumo Ninja village. Afterward, Pain and the Akatsuki realized that the Garumazo was stolen by Naruto, so they decided to capture the Nine Tails and attack Konoha, while on the other hand Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, Tsunade, the Red Hokage, as well as Fugaku, Uchiha, and all the clan head decided to fight against the Akatsuki organization. Unknown to all of them, Naruto was watching this battle, but the battle quickly became one-sided when Pain unleashed his Super Shinra Tensei and leveled Konoha, but most of the powerful shinobi was still able to survive the Super Shinra Tensei, and afterward they decided to fight against Pain. But in this time, Naruto finally decided to intervene in the matter. It did not take long for Naruto to take care of Akatsuki. After all, Naruto already had his eyes set on Menma and Mito. As Minato asked Naruto why he was doing this, so Naruto decided to explain the situation to Minato and even showed his Ryujigen to everyone, shocking everyone that was present here. As Naruto explained to them that he wanted to absorb a being that is about to be born in the multiverse, and Naruto wanted his power, the power to do literally anything with the power of Alien X. And Minato told Naruto that power is not everything and he would stop Naruto no matter what. But Naruto simply scoffed at that, and Naruto decided to handle Pain. Afterward, he simply stopped Minato, Jiraiya, Tsunade into a time freeze, but they were able to watch everything as Naruto started to walk towards Menma and Mito, who seemed to be in a powerful barrier, as Naruto also frees away Kushina, who tried to stop Naruto and even tried to apologize to him. But Naruto at this point didn't care about it. He only wanted the power of Alien X for himself. Suddenly, the power of Menma exploded as Sage of the sixth part decided to give all of his power to Menma as well as Sasuke, as Sasuke and Menma were finally together. In their hands were the seal of Moon and Sun. But Naruto simply scoffed at that. No matter how great the power of Sage of Sixth Path actually is, it is nothing compared to Naruto's own power. Even though he doesn't have all the power of Alien X just yet, but even the fraction of his power and multiple Naruto's there are out there far stronger than Sage of Six Paths, especially Ususuki Naruto, Super Naruto, and other Saiyan Naruto. Those beings are really powerful, and Naruto has small fractions of their power inside of him. Those are more than enough for him to take care of all of these people that are present there. As Naruto played with Menma and Sasuke, and in the end of the time decided to take care of them, but suddenly two coffins appear out of nowhere. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, it was Orochimaru, but he seemed to be under the control of someone else. As Naruto's eyes narrowed when Madara and Hashirama came out of the coffin, it seemed to be the Sage of Six Paths who's controlling Orochimaru to summon these two powerful figures. But Naruto simply scoffed at that and decided to play with all of these people, but unknown to Naruto, as he was busy playing with them. Madara had also realized that the Ten Tails was already revived, so he decided to slip away from there and you can say use Nagato, who Naruto had not yet taken care of, and used the power of the Rinnegan to revive himself and thus becoming the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails. As Naruto saw his prize, which he was working so hard for, was taken away by Madara, as Naruto was furious about it and decided to stop playing with everyone. So yeah guys, that was the last part of the series. So if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out. So let us start the story from here. As Naruto was looking towards Madara with a blank expression on his face, as Madara was laughing. Yes, this is the power of the Sage of Six Paths. At last I possess this power, and now I shall start my ultimate plan of the infinite Tsukiyomi. As Naruto looked towards Madara, do you realize what you have done, Uchiha Madara? As Madara looked towards Naruto, I must say, boy, your power, it is rather great, even greater than Hashirama, but I have already become the next Sage of Six Paths, and you are nothing compared to me. So it is time that you bow down to me, and I will let you live. And let you enter in the dreams of infinite Tsukuyomi. If you do not obey my orders, then no one will be able to save you. As Naruto looked towards Madara as his anger was rising, he was merciful, far too merciful with these people. He was just toying with them, even though he had the power to level this entirety of the shinobi world. As Naruto simply started to chuckle and then burst into laughter. It seemed that I was too merciful. Now it is time that you also realize the depth of my power. Ten tails, huh? Well, it is just a means to an end for me. After all, I require my power to absorb the power of Alien X. Otherwise, my existing power is more than enough for me to open a breach to the world with where I want to reach. But the power is of ten tails is necessary, so I will take it, and it will not look good for you, Uchiha Madara. So now let us begin. With that, Naruto looked towards Madara as Madara smirked, wanted to test the power of ten tails. As he started to laugh and powered up to his maximum power state and rushes towards Naruto, ready to show this brat the true extent of the power of the new Sage of Six Paths. But to the shock of Madara, one hand has already pierced through the heart of Madara, as Madara could not believe it as he looked down towards his chest and then looked towards the figure that was standing in front of him, looking towards him as if he was nothing more than an insect. As Naruto looked towards Madara, well, what do you know? You do not even have a heart. And just like that, Naruto opened his hand as a huge explosion of power exploded inside of Uchiha Madara as the explosion sent everything flying, as everyone was taken aback at that when half of the body of Uchiha Madara was utterly destroyed. Only, you can say, his face and some part of his lower body was left behind, as Naruto simply chuckled at that. Oops, it seemed that I have gone too far. After all, Uchiha Madara cannot handle this level. Do not worry, I will go easy on an insect like you. As Uchiha Madara had pure anger in his eyes as he activated the powers of ten tails inside of him. And just like that, his body was regenerated as he was panting a little. As he, you can say, flew a little bit back, looking towards Naruto as if he was a monster. A freak of nature, as Naruto simply chuckled at that. I will give you one opportunity. Use your full power and test out the power of ten tails you had dreamed for so many years. Afterward, I will take it from you. So, this shall be your last opportunity. Suddenly, another figure appeared beside Madara. Madara, what are you doing? How did you came back to life? This is the world of living. You should not interfere here. As Madara glared towards his old friend, Hashirama, shut up. Do you not realize that this guy is the biggest threat here? Even my powers as a ten-tailed Jinchuriki seem not to be enough. As Hashirama looked towards Naruto, you should not do all of these things. We are all of a same village. I have already been explained all the situation by your siblings, while your parents has done a little bit bad to you, but it is also for Konoha. So we should sit together. And before Hashirama could say anything, Naruto already had enough of him, as Naruto pointed his hand towards Hashirama, and just like that, Hashirama's body exploded into dust, but it started to come together as Naruto simply scoffed at that. He didn't want to see these lectures, but Uchiha Madara also realized the situation as he quickly appeared beside Hashirama, whose body was reviving, and started to absorb the sage chakra inside of Hashirama. And just like that, all the chakra of Hashirama merged into Madara, and Hashirama's body was, you can say, reanimated body was destroyed as his soul was released from the Edo Tensei and returned back to the Pure Land. As Madara looked towards Naruto, now that I have all the power of Hashirama as well, I will show you who is a real insect here. As Uchiha Madara, you can say, flew a little bit back and pointed his staff towards Naruto as a huge Bijudama started to form in it. Now die with Konoha as he unleashed all the power of Bijudama towards Naruto. As Naruto moved his hand, and suddenly Bijudama started to get shorter and shorter and finally appeared into pinky fingers of Naruto as Naruto casually crushed it like it was nothing. This was the reality bending power of the Alien X that Naruto has inherited from the baby Alien X. As Naruto looked towards Hashirama, who seemed to be in utter shock. Your time is up, Uchiha Madara. Now it is my time. With that, Naruto flew in front of Madara as a casual kick of Naruto landed on the chest of Uchiha Madara. It felt like for Uchiha Madara when it Gates, Might Guy, had released his kick on Madara. That was the kind of damage Naruto's casual kick did to Madara, sending him flying through half of Konoha, slamming him into the nearby mountains. As Naruto casually landed beside Uchiha Madara, as Madara was once again regenerated as Naruto simply smiled at that and disappeared from there, one punch after another kick as landed on the body of Madara, as Madara at this point didn't even knew when his Sage body's regenerative abilities had stopped, as Naruto's damage was far too greater than even the Sage body of Ten Tails to regenerate. As Naruto finally planted Uchiha Madara into the ground, into a large crater, as Madara could not believe his eyes, all of his years, for years, he had secluded himself to awake the power of the Rinnegan. For years, he had, you can say, tolerated infamy. He had sacrificed everything, his dream of Konoha, his clan, the promise he made to his little brother to protect the Uchiha clan, everything was forsaken. For today, what day he achieved the power of Ten Tails and activate Infinite Tsukuyomi, and he doubted that even if he activated Infinite Tsukuyomi, it will affect Naruto, this monster who came out of nowhere, as Naruto had his foot planted on the chest of Uchiha Madara. Now, your time is over, Madara, and my time has just begun. And do not worry, it is time for me to take the power of Ten Tails, and I will make it very, very slow. And just like that, Naruto started to extract the Ten Tails from Madara as Madara screamed in pure pain and agony, as Naruto decided not to return the Ten Tails into its original form, but rather a chakra concentrated ball that would be required for his jutsu to activate. As Naruto was absorbing all the power of Madara, suddenly two figures appeared behind Naruto and planted their hands on Naruto. Now Sasuke, as Menma and Sasuke finally planted their, you can say, both of their hands into the body of Naruto, as Naruto had a small frown on his face but ignored Menma and Mito, as Naruto grabbed Uchiha Madara by the neck and started to absorb the power of Ten Tails with even greater ferocity. Suddenly, all of around them, several stones started to rise and engulf Naruto and Madara, as Naruto was still grabbing Madara, and just like that, the seal had finally activated. And while in the Pure Land, Sage of Six Parts smiled towards his two descendants as he finally clapped both of his hands together, ready to seal Naruto as well as Uchiha Madara, who possessed the power of Ten Tails, seal both of them permanently away. But unknown to Hagoromo, this technique will not work on Naruto, as a gigantic moon started to form over the planet, ready to make a second moon on the space. But suddenly everything stopped, even the technique of Sage of Six Parts stopped, as Hagoromo frowned at that, wondering what is going on here. Suddenly, several, you can say, echoes started to appear from the fake moon, and the boulders that were making the fake moon started to return back to their original place, as if the time itself has rotated, while on the other hand, everything finally returned back to the ground, as Menma and Sasuke could not believe their eyes. Even Sage the Sixth Path, who was secretly watching this battle, was taken aback at that, when everything, all the bubbles that made the all the stones that made the fake moon had returned back to their original place, and Naruto was standing there with a, you can say, husk of a man, as Naruto threw away the body of Uchiha Madara. All the power of Ten Tails was now in the hands of Naruto in the form of a white ball of energy, as Naruto started to chuckle at that. At long last, the day has arrived when he, Uzumaki Naruto, shall rule over everything. As Naruto looked towards Sasuke and Menma, and suddenly black rods appeared out of nowhere and slamming into their bodies and pinning them into the ground. This was the ability of his Rinnegan, as Naruto simply scoffed at Menma and Sasuke. I will deal with you people later, but now it is time for my glory, for my glorious plans to come together. And now the time has arrived, as Naruto activated his Ryujigan, as all the power of Ten Tails started to channel inside of the Ryujigan. Now, the Forge of Creation, as Naruto's eyes started to bleed, as a portal started to appear in front of Naruto all across the Omniverse, as the world shattered, as Naruto used the full power of his Ryujigan combined with the power of Ten Tails. And finally, Naruto saw the scene he longed to see. The baby alien X was present there still in his, you can say, original form, as Naruto started to walk towards the portal. Stop, Naruto! As Naruto did not even bother to look back, it was Kushina. Somehow she has broken free from his time ability. It must be the work of that sage, a six part, but Naruto ignored it. Naruto, you need not go so far. That power, I do not know what it is, but it must not be a good thing, Naruto. I know that we have neglected you, and I am sorry for that, but you should not go that far, Naruto, as Naruto finally appeared beside the portal. It is far too late for apologies at this point, mother. All you have to do is to wait, and I shall come back. anew. With that, Naruto entered in the portal. As the portal closes behind them, Naruto, as Kushina screamed at that, unable to stop him, while on the other hand, Naruto finally arrived at the Forge of Creation, looking around just like all those years ago when he saw the battle between Ben Tennyson and Agricor. But Naruto ignored that scene in his mind, the gigantic forms of alien X that were present here, as Naruto was wondering if they were still discussing in their minds to, you can say, trying to stop him, but that would take thousands of years for them to come up with a decision, and at that point, he himself would have the power of alien X, and no one will be able to stop him, as Naruto started to walk towards the small ball of alien X and finally entered inside of the protective barrier, and the baby alien X was present there, as Naruto simply smiled at that. This time, he was not here with dreams, but rather he was present here by himself as Naruto's hand started to glow as a symbol appeared in Naruto's hand, the Uzumaki symbol, as Naruto pointed it on the forehead of the baby alien X and closes his eyes as Naruto could feel it, the immense surge of power that was rushing towards his body, almost destroying it as Naruto started to chuckle and burst into laughter. Yes, all of this power, it is mine. With that, the hand of the female alien X started to glow violently as the white light engulfed the forge of creation. When everything finally died down, no one or nothing was present there. Even Naruto and baby alien X both were absent, but suddenly dust started to move as if stars are coming together, and finally all the stars make the shape of a new alien X that was standing there. But the alien X body started to change and the original form of Naruto returned. As Naruto looked towards his hand, yes, this is the power. The two consciousness of alien X were destroyed when Naruto was a child and entered into the body of alien X. Naruto became the only consciousness inside of baby alien X, and the two consciousness that were supposed to exist were not formed inside of this baby alien X. Naruto remained the only consciousness, and now that he has absorbed the power of alien X, two consciousness are not needed. Only he, Uzumaki Naruto, is the only consciousness here. As Naruto simply smiled at that, as Naruto snapped his finger, and just like that, the portal appeared. The power of Ten Tails was no longer needed. The power of Alien X is everything. As Naruto finally entered inside of the portal, as he appeared on top of Konoha in the shinobi world, as Naruto opened his both of his arm and finally inhaled the air. At long last, his dream has finally come true. As Naruto could feel it, his power, there seemed to be no limit to his power. He can do literally anything. He can destroy the entirety of universe just like that with a snap of his finger, and he can also revive the entire universe just so easily. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, as Naruto looked into the sky, he could feel two powerful presences fall away in the universe as Shibai Ususuki opened his eyes in front of him. Finally, the air distorted as the figure of the Celestial appeared. This was none other than Ryu, the king of the Celestials. As Shibai spoke up, "It's time, Ryu, we should work together once again. When, just like we did thousands of years ago, to take care of this threat, you can feel it. This power, it doesn't belong to this universe. I do not know where it came from, but this level of power, it is far greater than anything we have seen earlier." As Ryu was silent for a long time, thousands of years, or rather millions of years ago. Both of them were good friends, but they decided to take different paths, and both of them became powerful figures with their own races. But now, a powerful figure seemed to be even greater than both of them has come into this universe, and they have to stop him no matter what. Otherwise, this universe will be taken by him, and they, the Celestial and the Ususukis, cannot allow such a powerful figure to exist in the universe. As Ryu simply nodded at that, "But do not try to betray me, Shibai, because even if you do not forget I was the one who sealed you away all those years ago, and I can do it again." As Shibai was silent for a bit of time, but simply smiled at that. "Do not worry, old friend. We will take care of take care of this enemy, and then we will take care of our own accounts." As Ryu looked towards his old friend but simply nodded at that, and just like that, the barrier and the seal that sealed away Shibai Ususuki was shattered, while on the other hand, in the Ususuki planet, the king of the Ususuki's eyes widened at that as he looked towards his hand as if his body was disintegrating, while on the other hand, all the Ususukis, even Kaguya, who was present inside of a seal looked towards her hands as her body was returning to chakra, and just like that, all of that chakra rushes towards Shibai as Shibai opened his arms and absorbed all the power of all the Ususkis, while on the other hand, Ryu also opened his arms, and just like that, all the celestials around him were absorbed inside of his body. After all, both of them were the ancestors and the beginning of their respective races, so they can absorb all of their powers again if they so desire, as both of them looked towards each other and disappeared with blinding speeds coming towards the shinobi world. While on the other hand, Naruto finally landed in Konoha, looking around the destruction, and many people were already dead, but Naruto simply was indifferent to everything. Now that he has the power of Alien X, he will create everything from zero. The shinobi world, the universe, it shall belong to him. If he so desired, he can start it from beginning. No need to fix this rotten system of the shinobi world. As Naruto simply smiled at that, as Kushina looked towards Naruto, as she looked towards Naruto, Naruto, what have you done? As she could feel it, her son was different than before. He was powerful before, beyond powerful, so much powerful, but now he seemed to be on another level. As Naruto looked towards his mother, no emotion on his eyes anymore, as Naruto simply chuckled at that. I have become something you cannot fathom anymore. I've already gained the power which I had aimed for all those years ago. As Kushina was taken aback at that, she has heard everything when Naruto was explaining the power of Alien X, as she could not believe it. Naruto has gained that kind of power, even though deep down she did not believe that such a power existed. But now, looking towards Naruto, her instincts were screaming at her that even a single move will not end her, but she also end the shinobi world if Naruto so desire. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, do not worry, I'm not here to kill all of you. I will start everything from zero. This world, the shinobi world, has no need to exist whatsoever. I will start everything from zero. First of all, I will start with this planet. It is far too small, resources far too, you can say, limited. Let's increase the size of this planet for at least 100 times. That should be enough. As Kushina was taken aback at that, she could not even believe her eyes. Suddenly, Minato as well as Jiraiya, Tsunade, Menma, Sasuke finally appeared beside Kushina. As Minato looked towards Naruto, Naruto, you have to stop all of it. As Naruto looked towards Minato, and what do I have to do? I have to stop. I have already achieved everything that I aimed to achieve. As Minato was taken aback at that, as Naruto simply chuckled at that, and hereby I have decided to dismiss you from the position of Hokage. There is no need for a Hokage. Better, there's no need for a shinobi to exist whatsoever. And this disgusting chakra inside of you, I will take control of it as well. As everyone looked towards Naruto as if he was a madman, suddenly the air started to move and the sage, a six path, appeared in mid-air as he looked towards Naruto as if he was a monster. As Naruto looked towards the sage, so the sage had decided to show himself. As Hagoromo looked towards Naruto, I do not know what kind of power you have gained, but I can feel it. This power, it doesn't belong to this multiverse. You should not be present here. As Naruto simply chuckled at that. It doesn't matter in which multiverse this power belongs to, it belongs to me. And I am the only supreme authority in the shinobi world at this point. You, Sage of Six Paths, are no longer needed. As Hagoromo gritted his teeth at that, the shinobi world was the result of his years of effort. He has fought against his own mother, sealed her away, and even fought against his own son to develop the shinobi world to this point, and Naruto is taking away everything as Hagoromo was ready to fight against Naruto. I do not have time for you. Maybe if you have came earlier, you could have been interesting toy, but it seems that your ancestors are already coming. As Hagoromo looked into the sky towards the moon, his eyes widened at that. His mother, she was no longer present in her seal, one as he could not believe his eyes. Naruto, what have you done to my mother? As Naruto simply chuckled at that, I didn't do anything. It seemed that the ancestors of the Ususki clan has taken away all the powers of Ususkis, and Ususkis are nothing more than conscious chakra. As Hagoromo could not believe his eyes, wondering why his own chakra was not taken away, as Naruto simply looked towards him and scoffed at that. You are nothing more than a remnant soul. Other than that, you doesn't possess much power to begin with. You have already given your power to Menma and Sasuke, so why should he bother with you? As Hagoromo gritted his teeth at that, now be gone. As Naruto pointed his hand towards Hagoromo, who screamed in pure pain and agony and turned into chakra fruit. As Naruto looked towards the fruit and casually threw it in a small portal that appeared behind him. Suddenly, the sky darkened as if the world was on the verge of shattering. On the outside of Shinobi World, two gigantic figures that even dwarfed the Shinobi World were standing there. These figures were none other than Ryu and Shibai Ususuki. It seemed that the time for my battle has started, and just like that, Naruto disappeared and appeared outside of the Shinobi world, looking towards Shibai and Ryu as Ryu and Shibai looked towards Naruto. As Shibai spoke up, "Who are you? You do not belong to this universe. Explain yourself." As Naruto looked towards Shibai, if it isn't the so-called god and ancestor of the Ususuke clan, Shibai Ususuki, if I'm not mistaken. As Shibai looked towards Naruto with his eyes narrowed, not many people knew about his existence, while on the other hand, Ryu also spoke up. "I do not know from which universe you have come from, but this universe belongs to us, so I will give you only one last opportunity to leave this universe, and I shall forgive you." As Naruto simply chuckled at that, "You shall forgive me, huh? Well, those are quite great words. Let's just hope that you are able to do what you are saying you can achieve." As Naruto simply smiled at that, suddenly his size started to grow, and he was almost already even greater size of Ryu and Shibai, as both of them were taken aback at that. Their size is also greater than the size of the whole planet, at least the 10 times the size, and Naruto has gradually increased his own size. As Shibai and Ryu look towards each other, as Naruto snapped his finger and the Shinobi world disappeared from there. Naruto can literally do anything at this point, so the laws of the universe doesn't matter. He can keep the Shinobi world and the universe safe, while on the other hand, Shibai and Ryu disappear from the location and appear beside Naruto with their fists ready to slam into Naruto, but Naruto casually moved two fingers, stopping both of their attacks as a shockwave erupted, shattering the moon and all the planets that were around them. As Naruto simply smiled at that, it seemed that the battle is gonna be fun, even though he can end both of them with a snap of his finger. No matter how powerful these beings truly are, compared to Naruto, they are nothing, but he's gonna have his fun. As Naruto simply smiled at that and grabbed the hand of Shibai and threw him into the sun. As Shibai was slammed into the sun, but he was able to come out of his, you can say, stupor, while on the other hand, Ryu's hand started to glow with yellow energy as he tried to slam it into Naruto, trying to seal Naruto away permanently. But Naruto simply smiled at that and grabbing the hand of, you can say, Ryu and started to rotate him so violently and threw him in the opposite side of the universe into some faraway planets that shattered after contact. While on the other hand, Shibai appeared beside Naruto with a gigantic Bijudama in his hand as he threw it towards Naruto blast so powerful enough that it can destroy a complete solar system. But Naruto moved his hand and the blast that was powerful enough to destroy a solar system turned into nothingness in Naruto's hand. As Naruto simply smiled at that, as a spear of pure energy appeared in Naruto's hand as Naruto swung it towards Shibai, ready to remove the head of this figure, but it decided to activate his dojutsu and, you can say, substitute himself with faraway planets. As Naruto's single attack shattered the planet that was substituted with. As Shibai looked towards Naruto, his eyes narrowed at that as Ryu also appeared beside him. "Shibai, this guy is far stronger than we previously expected. We have to use the celestial arts. If they doesn't work, then we have to use that forbidden technique." As Ryu looked towards Shibai, taken aback at that, he knows the arrogance of Shibai to think such a person would suggest that technique. If once used, they will not be able to undo that technique. And now, even Shibai is saying that they should use that kind of power, but he simply shook his head at that. He may be powerful, but he's not that powerful. I believe that we will be able to take him down. And just like that, both of the figures looked towards each other and pointed both of their hands together as the energy of planet and universe started to come together as a blast of immense energy ready to shatter even the reality of the universe was gathered in the hands of Shibai and Ryu as they unleashed it towards Naruto without even a second. As Naruto simply smiled at that as a huge blast completely engulfed Naruto's gigantic body that was at least 10 times the size of the whole planet. As the huge explosion took place, the whole universe was light out with this kind of power. But finally, when the light died down, Naruto was still standing there, not even a scratch on his body. Naruto casually dusted his shoulder, removing imaginary dust as Naruto yawned at that. Is that all the power you two possess? As both Ryu and Shibai were taken aback at that. That blast of energy was more than enough to erase half of the universe if they so desire. And Naruto did not even have a scratch on his body. These are just jokes. After all, Naruto possesses the true power of Alien X, which means that he will not be able to be destroyed even with the destruction of the universe. After all, in Ben 10 Omniverse, when universe was destroyed because of an alarm, Alien X was still standing there, not even a scratch on his body. So, how can such a weak attacks can actually harm Naruto at this point? As Naruto simply smiled towards them. I already know that both of you are holding back, so I will give both of you one last opportunity. Use all of your trump card, use all of your power, call for reinforcement. This will be the last opportunity I will be giving you. If you are unable to entertain me, then your existence means that it is worthless. As Naruto looked towards Shibai and Ryu, as both of them looked towards each other, that was one of the most powerful attacks they possess, and it seemed that they have no other choice but to use that forbidden technique. As Ryu and Shibai looked towards each other, and both of them started to, you can say, their bodies started to glow violently. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, the energy of both of these figures seemed to be coming together and forming a new life force. As Naruto simply smiled at that. So it is some kind of fusion, huh? Well, that should be fun. As suddenly you can say the power intensified, the whole universe was bright out because of the power that was emanating from Ryu and Shibai, and just like that, both of these figures has combined together, and finally, the light finally died down, and the new figure was standing there, complete body shining together, a pure purple body with stars all over it, quite like Alien X, but different at the same time. As Naruto's eyes widened at that, the power he was sensing from the sky, it seemed to be quite greater than Naruto actually expected. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, looking around the universe, Naruto can feel it, the planets, the cosmic energy of the universe, even the power of the black hole seemed to be coming together into this being, and it seemed to be representing the full power of this universe. As the figure finally opened his eyes, let me introduce myself. I am the fusion of Ryu and Shibai. You can call me Ryubai. As Naruto smiled at that, you seem to be absorbing the power of the universe. Do you believe that that kind of power will help you defeat me? As Ryubai simply smiled at that, power of universe inherently belong to me. Shibai represented the power of the planets, the life force, the so-called chakra, while on the other hand, Shibai absorbed the powers while on the other hand, Ryu absorbed the powers of cosmic energies, the black holes, and things like that. And both of these powers coming together represent the power of the universe. I'm just taking back what inherently belongs to me. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, wondering if he did not put away the shinobi word, then it would have been destroyed because of these two people, even though he can revive all of them. But there's no need for that. As Naruto simply smiled at that. Well then, I hope that you will be able to entertain me. As Ryubai simply smiled at that. Do not worry, I will do more than just entertainment. With that, Ryubai disappeared and appeared in front of Naruto. As Naruto's eyes widened at that, that was even faster than space-time power. As the feet slammed into Naruto's face, sending him flying. While on the other hand, Ryubai disappeared once more. As two Ryubais appeared in front and back of Naruto and started to unleash punch after punch towards Naruto. Each and every punch landed on the body of Naruto with the strength to shatter planets, destroy suns, and shatter the very fabric of reality. As Naruto had his eyes closed, as each and every punch was brutal, sending Naruto flying into several planets and suns all around the universe. While, on the other hand, Ryubai started to move his hand, the power of the universe started to come together violently as a huge blast of energy started to come together. The several suns across the universe started to get absorbed into the energy blast radius of the Ryubai as he started to laugh. Did you honestly believe you are powerful enough, Uzumaki Naruto, to stop me? The universe belongs to me. I am the only supreme authority here, and you shall die today. I do not care from which universe you have gained this power, but it doesn't matter to me as long as I live. I will be the only one here. With that, he finally released the full power of the universe towards Naruto, who seemed to have stopped moving as the blast finally appeared in front of Naruto. But unknown to Ryubai, a small smile appeared on the face of Naruto as Naruto started to, you can say, stand up into the air. While on the other hand, Blast was millimeter away from him, but Naruto casually stopped his hand, and the blast that was ready to explode and shatter half of the universe was stopped right then and there. While on the other hand, Rubai, who was laughing previously, was taken aback at that. He could not believe his eyes. How is that even possible? No, you cannot do this. With that, Rubai started to channel all of his energy into the force field, trying to slam it into the blast, trying to force him into Naruto. But unknown to the shock of Ryubai, Naruto was still standing there, his hand pointed towards the blast, stopping it within mid-air. As Naruto started to chuckle at that, and then it turned into full-blown laughter. I never expected that the power of the Alien X would be this great. This blast, I must say, it has the power to destroy the universe if it so desire. But compared to me, I can stop it, and I can do even more than that. As Naruto opened his hand, the blast that was the full power of the universe started to come in to rotate into a vortex and started to rush into the hand of Naruto. Ryubai, who had realized Naruto was absorbing his full power blast, was taken aback at that. He could not believe his eyes. No, it was impossible. It is utterly impossible. As Ryubai screamed on top of his lungs, as Naruto simply ignored him, all the power of the universe was absorbed by Naruto. As Naruto opened his eyes, as there was, you can say, pure power shining in them. As Naruto smiled towards Rubai, now it is my turn. As Naruto moved with so much blinding speed that thousands of light years of distance was covered within seconds. As Naruto was already upon Rubai, one punch slammed into the face of Rubai with such force that a shockwave erupted and destroying almost all the planets in the nearby area. Even those planets and solar system that were light years away from Naruto, the shockwave utterly destroyed them. As Ryubai screamed in pure pain and agony, he was sent flying almost at the edge of the universe, but Naruto was already waiting for him there. As Naruto casually flipped his finger, sending him flying once more. As Naruto was already upon Ryubai, as Naruto casually moved his hand, and the energy of Alien X started to gather in his hand as Naruto threw it towards Rubai. As Rubai's eyes widened at that, this energy blast, it was even greater than the energy blast he has previously released as he tried to stop it. But it was not something that can be stopped by Rubai. And just like that, a huge explosion of energy come together, shattering everything apart. And just like that, finally, the dust started to settle down, and one figure that seemed to be almost on the verge of death was floating within mid-air. As Rubai could not believe his eyes. How is that something like this could happen? The complete power of the universe at this moment is flowing inside of Rubai, the power of cosmic energy that is utterly, you can say, unlimited, and the power of thousands of life force planets was also running through the body of Shibai. Both of these powers coming together cannot stop this being. What kind of power it is, as this figure cannot understand it. While on the other hand, Naruto finally appeared in front of Ryubai and moved his hand, and the power of Ryubai started to return back to the universe. As Ryubai screamed at that, you have taken the power from the universe, it is time that you return back to it. And just like that, Ryubai screamed in pure pain and agony. But in the end of the day, both Shibai and Ryu were in reality nothing more than conscious energy, and all of their body composed of pure power and energy, and substance no longer belonged to them. So Naruto utterly destroyed the consciousness of Shibai and Ryu inside of the so-called fusion and returned all the power of the universe where it originally belonged. As Naruto moved his hand and the universe stopped for a second, and suddenly lightning started to dance around Naruto's body. The planets that were previously destroyed because of the battle between these two powerful figures started to come together. The solar systems that were utterly annihilated, even the sun and moon, started to rotate around Naruto and started to form once again. As Naruto smiled at that, and you can say put his hand in his pocket and brought out the shinobi world that was in his hand, as Naruto threw it in the direction where it was originally in the solar system. While In the Shinobi War, this battle was broadcasted to everyone. They could not believe their eyes. Even Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, Tsunade at this point had given up. They cannot stop Naruto. They cannot stop that other being who was so much powerful than they could ever imagine. But that was utterly annihilated by Naruto. They thought that it was nothing more than a genjutsu. But they deep down knew that after all they also felt that those two figures, when they arrived in the Shinobi World, the power they were sensing from them, it was completely on another scale, even greater than the power of the Sage of Six Paths, who was previously destroyed by Naruto. Finally Naruto started to come to the Shinobi World as everyone looked towards Naruto in utter awe and fear at the same time. As Naruto finally landed in the ruins of Konoha, as Kushina and Minato got a little wondering if Naruto is here to kill them all. But Naruto simply smiled at that. Everything is over. Now that you have seen my power, there is no one who can stop me. So I will give all of you one last opportunity to submit, and I will let all of you live. So much better than previously. As everyone looked towards each other, even the shinobis had lost all hope in fighting against Naruto, as Minato wanted to argue, wanted to say that how Konoha was there to protect the shinobi world or something like that. But one look from Naruto, you can say, put away all the courage that Minato was able to gather, as suddenly there was clicking noises all over the place. The shinobi of the other villages who has also come to Konoha, as well as the Konoha shinobi has finally threw away their kunais and swords, as Naruto simply smiled at that, and now it is time. As Naruto opened his eyes at that, as pure power started to shine in them, and people could feel it. The size of the planet started to increase rapidly, and just like that, the sun started to move. The other planets of the solar system disappeared, as the shinobi world was the only planet standing here. Around him were sun and moon. No longer the planet was rotating around the orbit of sun, but rather it was sun who was now rotating in the orbit of the planet. It was almost 100, if not even greater size of the original Shinobi world. As Naruto started to float within mid-air, the continent started to grow violently as they started to come together. No longer the Shinobi world shall have multiple continents, but rather all of them started to come together as a gigantic tower appeared from the ground, on top of which the figure of Naruto was present, and Naruto was finally standing on it. People of Shinobi World, from this day forward, I, Uzumaki Naruto, shall be the sole authority on this planet. The universe belongs to me. The Shinobi World belongs to me. All of you, from this moment, belongs to me. As everyone looked towards Naruto, and finally, you can say, all their resistance was left from their hearts. After all, someone who can increase the planet size, increase the continent size, increase his own size hundreds of times of a planet. It is not something they can stop. As Naruto simply smiled at that, as all of them knelt on one knee towards Naruto, ready to submit to his will. As Naruto smiled at that, now let us have a time skip. In this time, Naruto has conquered all the universe and the other races in the universe. If Otsutsuki are present in universe, which means that the other races also present in it, as Naruto was able to make them come together, and therefore was able to make a galactic empire solely to his name, therefore becoming the emperor of the universe. As Naruto at the moment was sitting on his throne, suddenly Naruto opened his eyes to see that he was no longer in the shinobi world, or rather in the universe. He seemed to be in a strange place. In front of him seemed to be powerful figures who were almost on par with him, especially as Naruto saw Zeno, as well as the other powerful figures that belong to the other timelines, other universes, even seeing his counterparts of the other shinobi world. As Naruto simply smiled at that, it seemed that his journey has not just ended, it has just begun. As Naruto simply smiled at that. But hey guys, I'm gonna end this series here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So if you guys have new idea about the new series, you can tell me in the comment section. So hopefully you guys enjoy this series, and you can tell me in the comment section about new series, as I was thinking about some new ideas. So yeah guys, see you soon. Peace.